Sagittarius Collective, good to see you. We are here to do a little deep dive into the esoteric and give you a very special read this evening. This is going to be in gratitude for being one of the top highest viewing collectives at BroadCoven. Yet again, this is another bonus read for you, and I just want to extend my gratitude and appreciation in your direction for all the support you give to the channel. You're always really up there in the views, and thank you. Thank you for resonating with what I bring to the table. And I'm going to bring something extra special to the table for you. We're going to do a Curio wild card read, a little bit different than what we've done before, bringing in some different elements to support you on your path moving forward. We're just going to get some messages from Spirit. Whatever wants to come out, whatever wants to show up. We're going to first open up with the letter dice and get kind of a read of your energy, do a little channeling to open and get some messages. And then we'll kind of clear any heavy energy out or anything out that needs to get cleared out. With just a little brief energy alignment, attunement, and we'll dive into the shadow light playing cards for some good old-fashioned cartomancy and get you a nice direct read and just see what wants to come through for all of you. But first, let's just see what messages Spirit wants to bring through for you. We're just going to kind of use these dice not only to pick up your energy here, so just focus on what's been coming up for you as they sort of clear out any energy that could create blockage. It does feel like there's some blockage energy around you. So you're just bringing in a little rattlesnake medicine there. You could be dealing with a Scorpio in your situation, or really moving through that territory of Pluto and Mars activated in your chart. Okay, let's see what we got coming in here. Wow, it didn't want to come out of the bag. Somebody's really holding something in. Something's really being held in. Something's really being held in. The first thing I saw was car. And it actually made me think of the band, the Cars. Who's going to drive you home tonight? Okay. Somebody may be thinking about somebody, maybe wondering who they're spending time with, who they're hanging out with, why they haven't been coming around, why they haven't been connecting. There also might be something going on with a car. Somehow a car could be connected. Maybe somebody's reaching out and saying, come on over. Come on over. And somebody's saying, I can't. Having car issues. Why don't you come pick me up? This could be in a same-sex relationship for some of you. In that case, I feel like you're kind of giddy about this person, but you're having trouble connecting. Maybe there's a little bit of a chariot issue in the way there, okay? That coming through for someone. All right. Let's see what else we got here coming in. Oh, interesting. I just did Pisces read, and this came out for them too. Same kind of energy. Only I got just tag for you. They had tag along, but you have tag. Tag, you're it. Okay? Tag, you're it. You could also be getting tagged on social media. Somebody's tagging you. There's something significant about that. Let's see. What else do we have here? Let's see. pull these in. Some of this stuff is kind of off in the distance here. So let's see what this is. What's off in the distance? Let's pull it in closer to view. Flipped over as I began to bring it in. Let's see. I got Ori coming in. That's a very specific message for those who are in spiritual traditions of Yoruba. You'll know where I'm coming from with that. I got Kansas City energy coming in here, potentially around that message. You need to like feed the Ori, okay? Let's see what else we got here. There also could be a need to remove something that's become an irritation. I got burr. I was initially looking for burn, but there's no N here. And I don't think that's an accident. Oh, there's no N here. It's sort of like, you know, abbreviated speaking. There's no end here until you remove a certain source of irritation. It's a prickly matter. It's a sticky matter. I'm going to get names as they come out and as I see them too, to maybe make it a little bit more personalized here. We got the name Bree. Okay. I got dove medicine. So there's a need for peace. There's a need for peace in a situation where you felt lost at sea and you've been searching for dry land. That's what I got. You're looking for the promise that there's another side here to this story. Maybe it's a never-ending story. I initially wanted to make Ori story or stories, but there's no S here either. And those could be clues. There could be something in relation to that these are maybe missing elements. Got S and N around that, okay? I got the state of Washington coming in there. I also have mountain energy. Mountain energy. There's a need to be vigilant in a situation and kind of get a view of the lay of the land before you dive into a situation. This is important. Don't try to jump from point A to point Z overnight. This needs to be well thought out. That could be in relation to something in Arizona. I got the name Zoe. Okay. Coming in there with that. I also have the name Dave. Okay. I see date coming in here as well. So I do feel like there's an important date on the horizon. and I'm being told to pull out my dice to get a clearer view of the date. There's something that comes in on whatever date we roll here that sort of cures what has ailed you. There's some kind of cure in the situation. Hey, is the Cure doing another tour? I know they put out some new music. You might be going on a little adventure to see the Cure. You might be going to a concert. You might be excited about it. We got Oi coming out again. Oi came out the other night. Okay, someone's excited about it. Someone's into it. Somebody loves the Cure. Okay. Is that here? Wow. Okay. No. Interesting. Oh, Yuga. I was going to put Uganda, but we're missing the N. Maybe there's a clue there too. Maybe Uganda is a clue. I'm taking those pieces that are missing, provide clues. It's reading in between the lines in your situation, okay? But instead we got Yuga. So we are certainly moving through the Kali Yuga right now. We look forward to moving into that golden age that will be coming in next summer. But right now, you know, it's the heavy lifting to create a new way forward. You might be feeling the weight of this age, of this Yuga. You feel the change, you feel the weight of responsibility, the changes you need to make to hold your part. You may have been thinking a lot recently about just what's going on in the world. I got Georgia energy coming in there. That might be picking up a little bit of energy coming from the Dems, okay, with the changes that are happening. You might be thinking about democracy as well. What truly is democracy? These may be things that are at the forefront of your consciousness. You may need to have a more democratic approach in a situation that you are dealing with. There's something about that, really understanding the true meaning of the word democracy. You might be having a debate with somebody on this topic. Wouldn't be surprising. It is the climate for it, I have to say. There's a lot of interesting changes rolling out here. You're definitely debating with somebody about something. There could be a district attorney involved in this situation. We've got the DA there. Okay, so there might be some kind of like a debate about the best way to move forward in a case. In a course case. Interesting. In a course case. I'd say a court case. Well, how to move forward. What is the way forward? Maybe there's two different views about the best way to move forward in some kind of court case. Course might factor in as well, okay? In some way, shape, or form, especially in terms of a route. Again, we got that car message coming into, there's some kind of, maybe this is related to something that involved a motor vehicle, okay? Just got that, we got route. Right? I think there are missing pieces in a situation. There's things that need exploration. There's a man involved in this situation at the heart of it. I got Mr. here, okay? So this could be, I hear Mr. Can't help it. It makes me think of The Color Purple. It makes me think of Danny Glover's character coming in, okay? You know, there might be like a controlling influence here. Oh, yes, there's a controlling influence, all right. We got Oz, okay? The man behind the curtain. Who's pulling the strings here? Who's pulling the strings here? I got Daddy, too. Your daddy's pulling the strings. I got a couple messages with that, too, okay? I got like, who's your daddy, right? I also got somebody's dealing with a situation where they're learning they're going to be a dad, right? They're going to be a father soon. Things are changing. They're thinking about a lot of things. They're thinking about the future because they're going to be having a child, you know? They're really thinking about all of these issues. All of these issues. Somebody may even be changing their course of study. They're going for a bachelor degree and they're changing the course of study because they're realizing maybe that they feel drawn to be part of the change, you know? Maybe they want to get involved in, maybe they want to be a DA, or maybe they want to get involved in being part of the justice system or being part of affecting changes. Somebody may be considering getting into politics, or you're in a debate about politics, okay? I do feel there's somebody controlling you're dealing with in your situation too. That might be a little bit of a clue. This person always argues with you about political points of view. It's kind of a sticking point between you all. It's a little bit of an irritation, like a burr. You're like, can we get on with it? Maybe you have very different views with this person, okay? Let's see. The father coming out really strongly, masculine energy coming out very strongly in this situation. Again, we have the Bay Area. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, come from the North Bay area, so I'm sure I pick up on a lot of that energy. Let's see if there's anything else I got here. I got row. I heard row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. You might be just doing the best you can to just, you know, stay focused and rowing your boat ashore. I do feel like you went through a period where you're kind of out to sea. This is funny. I got Creed. Creed coming in here, the band Creed, with arms wide open. You want to make your way to a distant shore where you can find somebody there waiting for you with arms wide open. I got Utah energy coming in around that. You say, just a little love will do me. I just need a tad bit. I got tad, and I also have, let's see, tad. Tat. Somebody's wanting to get a tattoo. Something very personal. They really want to wear it. I feel like a badge of honor. Got the name Doug around that. Okay. Let's see. Anything else? I got rug. There's a little blockage energy around that. So I feel like there's maybe some kind of surprise element about to come into play in a situation. And with that, I got I, like yes. Okay, that might be a clue too. Somebody says I a lot, like in response to in the affirmative. Okay. Yes, it's true. You're going to be saying bye to someone soon. They're not expecting it. It's somebody who thought they had a lot of control in a particular situation. In some way, they thought they had the upper hand. That's what I got. Okay? That's what I got here. Those are the main messages coming in at this time. So let's go ahead and just clear out the energy here for you. It looks like something is about to change. There's some surprise elements. It looks like there's a desire for you to kind of like come to a place of just really feeling like I belong here. I belong here. I got New York energy coming in around that, okay? I belong here. Okay. It could be a New York connection in regard to that. Let's go ahead and just sort of just clear out your energy. I'm not really picking up anything like majorly heavy around you. I feel like more just sort of in a place of looking at the state of the world. It feels like you might be having some conflict with a particular person. You might be dealing with somebody who's a little controlling, but I don't really think that you're in a position where, you know, you're feeling lost. It doesn't feel like that to me. It feels more like you're seeing how lost the world is, how out to lunch the world is, and you're ready to see change. You're ready to see change in your own life too, and you're wondering, you know, what can I do? What's my role to play? I mean, I see you thinking about some big stuff here. Sagittarius, I mean, that is your energy. You have really expansive energy. And you are the zodiac's philosopher, so I can see that, you know. You do tend to have a lot of optimism too, and luck is often in your favor. So you can pull a rabbit out of the hat in the most dire of circumstances. So I do feel like you are doing a little bit of that, perhaps. And maybe that is surprising somebody. It's like pulling the rug out from under them. They're like, what? How are you pulling this off? No way. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Sagittarius is the comeback kid. They will find a way through. And it's because of the optimism. You see, like when you're an optimistic person, then you're more solution oriented than you are problem oriented. So there's something you're working out here. You're missing some pieces of the puzzle. You know, it's what's happening between the lines, you know, what's not said that's of importance at this time. And there's about to be a surprise moment, you know. And I'm feeling that you're the one who's delivering the surprise. I say that because you had tag. Okay? You had tag. And you could be dealing with a Pisces, because I read for them first and they had tag along. So they had an energy that was kind of coming after them or connected to them, attached to them in some way. So you could be dealing with Pisces, or you could be dealing with a kind of a karmic balancing matter. Perhaps you're dealing with somebody that you're busting them, you know, you're calling them out. You caught them in the act or something, you know. You're like, tag, you're it. You thought you'd get away with that? No, caught up to you. Okay, could be that too. Interesting energy coming in there. But there's some gaps that you need to fill here. So just clearing this out, clearing this out. And I'll go ahead and bring in a little Reiki too. So if you want to receive it, simply say yes. But if you don't want to, it's cool, man. You won't take it on if you haven't agreed willingly to it, okay? We don't infringe with free will around here, right? You only take in what you wish to receive, toss aside the rest, okay? Just to empower you and to extend that energy back to the past, root it in the present, and let it come in to seed your future with support. Bringing in some emotional healing to support you in your integration process as you close this old cycle. Prepare to take this bold step into the new horizon coming into view, and just protecting you on your journey ahead as well. Working with a little bay leaf here. It's really good for clearing out lower vibrational energies, getting the funk out of the way, clearing out the heavy energy, lightening things up, creating a little bit more breathing room, a little bit more spaciousness, kind of eliminating some of that feeling of claustrophobia, okay? Feeling stuck. It's also excellent for inviting and blessing energy. It brings in the money, okay? It's really good for that, bringing in the money, but also giving you a little good turn of luck if you've been finding things a little bit sticky lately. So let's dive into your cards, see what we got here. Ooh, I like it. Bottom of the deck energy. Theory of 11. Something's about to come into alignment for you. So 1111. 11 is a power number for you. There is somebody you're coming into contact with here. Right? With that 11 energy, it's always about coming into alignment with another. Now, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily somebody that's with you for a long time either. So there's some kind of meeting coming in here. And whatever this is, it puts you on the right path. It's important. There's a lot of synchronicity involved in this, a lot of timing. It's coming down to timing. Yes, you can have your theories about things, but when you receive a spiritual gift, all theories fall away. There's a little bit of kismet in this. It's something you're not anticipating. Whatever this is, it's like an ultimate high. You know, it's very high-end experience, okay? You're having a high-end spiritual experience here. That's coming out. Sort of like maybe you've gone through a lot of really heavy stuff, you know? You've had to integrate a lot of really difficult stuff, and you've been moving through it, and you've been doing your best, but you're tired of being in the trenches, man. You're tired of sorting through all the heavy stuff. And I feel like you're about to have a real high-end spiritual experience, you know? It's going to give you a whole new view of your life, like a whole new view about all those things that maybe were really rough to go through, but I think you're going to find some gratitude for them, because whatever's about to go down here, it couldn't have gone down unless you would have learned the lessons you learned through the stuff that you were sorting through there. So something looks like it's coming into alignment, and it feels good, okay? It's got its arms wide open for you, Sagittarius. So let's see what this is. What is coming in here for Sagittarius? See, but right now it's still a little heavy. There's still a burden here. There could be burnout too. You could be really tired, you know. Some of you may feel like, I just don't have the fight left in me, you know? I'm tired, boss. I just want to rest. And I'm tired of there always being so much conflict and drama and, you know, people trying to one up each other and all this, man. I don't want to deal with this anymore. You could have also been dealing with some unfair competition or people who wanted to burden you with competition, you know, just see how far they could push you, see if you could rise to a challenge, maybe through really bringing forward a lot of provocation, or maybe you've actually felt like people kind of like poking the bear, you know what I mean? Just you've already been overloaded and people have been pushing it with you, I feel, and you're sick of it. That's what I got. You're sick of it. You're like, I'm out. I'm tired. Think what you will. I don't give a crap, man. I'm out. Like somebody is just donezo here. This is really just being at the point where you can't suffer any nonsense anymore. And I think because of that too, you have so firmly like put some boundary lines down where you're like, you don't get to know what's going on with me. Like I am cloaking my energy. I am hiding out. Oh yeah, you want me to come out. You say it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's connect. Let's do this. Let's talk. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we know how that goes. That's not good. Yeah, you're like, no, this sounds like a nightmare. This does not sound like a good time to me at all. It's not your idea of a good time, okay? This is something that you're done fighting with a particular person. You're done trying to help them see the light. You're done feeling like, you know, you don't know what the heck is going on with them because they can't just communicate to you about it, you know. But you may be done with them, but they're not done with you with the Ace of Spades in reverse here, okay? But I don't know. You might be giving this person a wake-up call. We did have a pulling the rug out from under you moment. Let's get some more details here. What is this? What is coming in here for Sagittarius, Spirit? What does Sagittarius need to know about this situation, Spirit? What does Sagittarius need to know about this situation, Spirit? Oh, I mean, we got the Six of Spades there crossing all that energy. It's giving me big, thou shalt not pass. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, thou shalt not pass. You're like, no, no, no. This ain't mine. I'm not borrowing anybody else's trouble. You're firm about it. You're firm about it. And in cases where somebody has really crossed the line and it's like, they keep persisting, they keep pushing, they won't stop. Someone here could be prepared to take legal action as well. Like somebody's over it. They're like, it's time for this to be done. It's time for this to be done. With that energy of the Ten of Spades coming out twice, like whatever this is, it needs to be finalized before it could become a serious issue. It's time to move away from this rapidly, I feel. Whatever this storm cloud is that's brewing, okay? Because it could really rock stability here. And I see that there's a situation in place here where it could get volatile as well, okay? It could get volatile. You know, there may be you know, legal action that needs to be taken because of somebody's volatility, you know. I see that. Yeah, somebody needs to give it a rest. That's what's coming in here. And I do feel like you pulled your energy out of this. I feel like you're in a position here where you're just kind of letting something go because you know it's trouble. You know it's trouble. Give me some more details about this for Sagittarius. You're also taking it slower. You may have taken some action in the past. You sort of jumped ahead quickly. You were just sort of like lit up and in that space that you get in, you know, where you're just charged up and you're like, yeah, let's do it. and you realize you didn't think it out. It can be like dealing with some of the ramifications of that too, like acting too fast and then realizing, oh, I was missing those pieces. Now look at this situation. It's a mess. It's a mess. Yep. Somebody here, you know, they fucked around, they found out. I see that, you know. And once you discover the missing pieces and you really learn what's going on here, you're going to recognize the way that maybe a hand wasn't played the right way, or maybe somebody thought that they were going to play you. But I do got to pulling the rug out from under someone experienced here. And I think you're kind of making your own rules here. It's like game match, man. Like, we're gonna close out this old cycle. This is not the way things end here. It's not. I feel like you're also, you know, looking for new people to connect with. You're tired of mind games. You're tired of BS. You want to connect with people who want to have some fun, you know? You're looking for conspirators, cohorts, you know. You're not looking for more controversy. You're not looking for more confusion here. It's interesting. You've been dealing with a lot of like co-signing energy. And maybe you recognize you co-signed on some bullshit or somebody else has, that's just really made a big mess of things. And I think once you figure this out, you're freeing yourself from this nonsense. And you're moving forward one way or another. And it don't matter even if your car ain't working, you'll hop on a bicycle to find your way forward out of this mess. So I do feel like there's some way to move forward in a situation where there's been a lot of blockage here. Woo, this is love gone wrong. Love gone wrong, wrong, wrong. It's in the shadow and it's in reverse. Way is totally blocked in this matter, okay? There's no way to like move forward with this. We got the 5 of Hearts in reverse, but it's coming up in the light here. See, I think for you, it's not a disappointment that this way is blocked, because you realized in all the time that you had to just like sit somewhere with no action, nothing happening, nothing developing, that you were like, you know what? I'm good. I'm not disappointed that this didn't move forward here. I had to get a different perspective here. There might have even been something you learned about, you know, really valuing your own time and energy, and it shouldn't be wasted, okay? Haven't had really any strong identifying energy come out on the board yet. I mean, Jack energy is really about the movement of things. So let's see if we can get some ideas about some characters that may be in play in this scenario. Who is Sagittarius dealing with in this scenario, Spirit? Who is Sagittarius dealing with in this scenario? Give us some clues about who Sag may be dealing with in this scenario. You could be dealing with a family member with the 10 of the diamonds in the shadow there, or somebody you live with. You know, there was some kind of betrayal in this situation, okay? It's been like a dividing line for you. Yeah, there was some kind of loss here majorly that you became aware of. A loss of trust in a person that created this rupture because you realized this person betrayed you. It could be somebody in your family. It could be somebody that betrayed you in business. It could be a business partner. It could be somebody you live with here, okay? At one time, there was harmony here. A lot of cohesion, a lot of feeling like, yes, we're on the same page, a lot of the sense of you are my wish fulfillment, or as corny as it sounds, you know, and I don't believe this. I don't believe that we complete each other, okay? But it's that vibe, like you complete me, you know? It's like once you come into my life, that's like, you know, the missing piece to the puzzle. Now it's clicking. Now there's cohesion. Everything feels right. I feel like this is what you want, you know? You want. But there's something here that's created some sense of betrayal to the attainment of this, you know? It's created some sense of loss or lack. It could have rocked stability too. Something that was supposed to bring a lot of happiness actually caused the opposite effect. It was a really sore disappointment. And it could be in relation to like greed, you know, or somebody did something funny that really like affected the finances, or, you know, you found out that somebody was invested in the wrong things here. It was really disappointing for you. It's what made you decide, that's it, I'm hightailing it out of here. And you were really adamant about it too, with the 8 of Cups here energy. 8 of Cups, 8 of Hearts, you know. This definitely could be related to like 8th house energy. So there could have been like some kind of situation involved where there was like maybe family money involved. This could be in relation to an 8th house matter. So it could be in relation to an inheritance. It could also be a matter where it's in relation to divvying up assets with a home, okay? Or you could have been involved in like family business and, you know, somebody stuck it to you or something, and it caused a real falling out here, caused some kind of disruption. Caused you to see the kind of ugly side of people, I have to say. But I know that you don't want any part of this. Like, you're like, this isn't what I'm about. And you just wish there could be like this togetherness. You wish there could be this getting to the other side of the storm, you know? And getting to a place where things feel, you know, like I got put back together again. It makes me think of Humpty Dumpty, you know? He takes a great fall. And all the king's horses, that makes me think of all the Jack's energy coming in here. It's like all these Jack energies coming in, trying to repair something, bring it back together again. I mean, we have just about every single, you know, Jack out here. The only thing that's missing is the cups, is the heart, is the compassion. We see that. Where's the heart in this situation, you know? People are focused on the wrong things in this situation. And it's that needs the attention. That's what brings the healing here. I feel like this will open up, okay? There's going to be movement forward in a situation where, you know, maybe what's missing is the communication that's needed from certain parties, or opening up a line of communication. I do see this shifting. I do see movement forward where, you know, you felt like you didn't have a way forward in a situation. There will be a way through. You may even go and connect with somebody at a distance. It's possible, or be communicating with somebody at a distance. That should come in within the next 8 weeks, okay? A couple months. Probably at the holidays, you will connect with this person, maybe because they're in town. And I do feel with the 8 of Clubs here, there's like, there's a lot that's stored up here. There's a lot that's stored up here. And I would just say, with the fire element involved here, be careful about the desire to just sort of patch things up really quickly, because it could backfire here. I feel like this is a situation that there's a little bit to navigate to ensure you get the kind of result you want, where there really is like a coming back together, things feel good. The foundation is so key to this. So if you kind of just try to do a slap job, like let's just all get along, you know, it's the holidays, you know. No, that's not the right foundation. It will be faulty. Things will, you know, just come undone. There will be separation again. We don't want that, right? That's not the goal here. The goal is to balance things out, because right now, totally out of balance in this situation. And it's out of balance on more levels than just like, you know, the indecision that's involved in the situation, the polarizing views that's involved in this decision. Decision. Okay, so there's some decision here. And I feel like whatever this decision revolves around, there's a lot of debate around it, okay? And the emotions are activated here. And there's a lot of anger stored up and a lot of desire to control an outcome, right? But this needs to be tended to gently. It needs a gentle touch. It needs water. Is what's missing here. That tempering, okay? If you want to work this out, you're dealing with a group of people and you're trying to navigate this. Okay, so any more details about this? How's this gonna shake out? This just came up in the middle of the deck. Okay, so there will be an opportunity, all right? It might not be the bells and whistles that you want. You might be kind of like looking at a situation with sort of like an inflated perspective because you're an optimist. You know, for you, maybe it seems really easy. Like, why can't we just get on the same page, man? But to others, it's not so easy. It's not so easy, okay? So there is some resistance here. So you got to take your time, okay? And it's more like you're entering into a healing process here. There's a lot of kind of abandonment issues at the forefront in this situation. And because of that, I feel like there's fear. There's a lot of fear, a lot of self-protection here is coming up. Or feeling like, you know, my needs aren't going to be met. Or I'm not going to be taken care of here. And that's even coming through in relation to like an inheritance or a family business. Like somebody's feeling like they're being stolen from, or they're being, you know, put in a position where they're not receiving what they were supposed to receive. It's a real bone of contention, right? So maybe there's issue or debate around the legal process, considering who is the executor of this will and how are they handling the deceased's wishes in this case. This is coming through very strongly, and also just the pain and overwhelm of it. In fact, you may be in this position and you feel supremely overwhelmed by it. It's a burden because you're in grief. And there's been a loss here. And all this infighting is making matters worse. And I also feel if this is in relation to like a business partnership dissolving here, you're in grief over it. Like you had a vision for your future. You worked hard on this. Okay, so there's something here that it's difficult, and others are mucking it up, man. They're making it worse. It's already a difficult process to move through. And so I see your desire to just sort of like rush in and fix it maybe. But there's something here that's like, no, take your hands off of it, because everything's going to be kind of ironed out here. Yeah, you know, there's really something you have to understand about your past before you can move forward to coming together with another, healing some rift, you know, ending this source of conflict. There's more pieces from the past that need to come forward too, so you can have an understanding about how to remedy this situation. What do we got here? Okay, we've got the Two of Spades coming in here, and it's in the shadow. Okay, so this is still blocked. This is still blocked. That's what the block is, okay? It really is telling you to trust right now. And I know that's not easy, but we got the theory of 11 here. It's like, stop. Stop trying to fix it. Stop trying to fix it, because when we try to fix something and we don't have all the pieces of the puzzle, we make it more complicated. And we may be taking actions that are actually putting barriers in our path, right as, you know, you got angels on the outfield rushing in to line everything up in perfect timing for this alignment to come in. But it's sort of like in your desire to rush forward, you're trying to take all these stopgap measures, and you're trying really hard to maybe push a situation forward before its readiness, okay? Whereas if you're just more like kind of hands off, let me just chill about this, what you'll find is it comes into alignment perfectly without any kind of disruption here. Let me do a cut of the deck here and see what we got. There's people who aren't ready to communicate in this situation. You may want them to reach out to you. You may want them to understand where you're coming from. You may want them to be the one to initiate conversation. You may feel like they owe that to you in this situation. They're not ready to talk to you. They have a block around it. They are afraid. If they talk to you now, things that they say to you can't be taken back. It may cause permanent damage. You may feel this way. So there's something that needs to be resolved here. And it's sort of like, stop. Take your hands off of it. Trust. It's being ironed out as we speak. But the more you try to affect change in a situation, or sort of take the reins and take charge in a situation, the more of a muddled mess it becomes. That's what I got. Cut of the deck. Yeah, the way is blocked right now. This is blocked. We got the 3 of clubs in the shadow, okay? And on the other side here, we got the 7 of clubs in the shadow. Why? It's because there's like resistance. It's like, no, I won't yield. We already saw, do not pass. It came through very strongly. Somebody here is not yielding. They are not yielding. And they're totally deluded with the 7 of hearts here. They are not giving up, and they are totally deluded in this situation. They are trying to fight for the wrong thing here. They cannot see the situation clearly at all. And there's something here about, you need to stand for truth. And you need to stand for what your heart is telling you to do in this situation. You need to take the high road in this situation. Okay? It's really important. You got to balance your head and your heart here. And you got to cut off whatever is blocking the love in a situation, whatever is blocking the healing in a situation. Okay. Now we got characters on the board. We don't just have movement. This could have something to do with 2 separate feminine energies. And maybe they each have a very different position, and you feel like you're in the middle, and you got to pick what side you're on. Or this could be you in opposition to another, facing off with another. One person looks at it very logically. You're looking at it from a heart-centered position. I'm putting the heart energy with you, because what I see is, you're fire forward here. I see you want the 10 of hearts here. You want the promise after the difficulties and the struggles. You could be dealing with 2 that are very important to you. They could be your sisters. They could be people that you have love, affection for, people who are dear to you. They could even be, people that you have to have in your life. You may want to unite with somebody. You may have love for somebody, romantic love. You want to come together with them. But you still have an ex that you have to deal with. They're part of your life. And these 2 people don't get along like at all, okay? And with that, I got like water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Nope. And they got their backs turned to each other, you see? And you might be trying to navigate something. You might be trying to play mediator between these 2. Like, how can we get on the same page? Or you're choosing which one you should stand up for. Somebody may be putting you in a position where you feel like you got to take sides. You don't want to take sides. Okay? So it's that kind of energy here. Yeah. I feel like you have to invest in a path one way or another. I mean, you really have to come into alignment with your truth and your heart. And you have to pick a path here, it seems. One path heads into the future, one path takes you further into the past. And so it's really up to you what you're ready for, But I do see something is coming in here. Something's coming in here. And whatever this is, it's weathered. It's been through a lot of storms. It's been washed out to sea, and it sees the port coming into view. But yeah, there's something here. This is your energy that you're invested in. You are invested in it. And it is a connection with somebody, with the 2 of hearts here in the shadow, or a way you're approaching a connection that is what's creating this restrictive influence here with the 8 of spades. I have to bring it in. It was brought in before. If somebody is playing a game, where they're trying to pit, you know, multiple parties against each other, you know, for ego gratification in terms of romantic options here. Stop. That's brewing trouble. I have to say, there was already sort of this energy coming in of an aggressive tone and potentially legal ramifications. So I would recommend don't poke the bear. Don't, like, you know, stir up the hornet's nest here. You will regret it. It will cause problems. It will cause problems. And the decision will be made either way. Because I do see, you know, this Queen of Spades energy is, you know, leaving the past behind. This could even be an ex that you are dealing with as well, okay? This could be an ex. They could be a water sign, okay? This person wants to move away from something, but you might be kind of like stirring stuff up, or they're stirring something up. Okay, you could also be dealing with another fire sign. It's possible here. But there's been betrayal in this situation, and I feel like whatever this betrayal is, it's severe. It's not minor. This is a big deal. And it totally is related to, you know, somebody bringing in an outsider into a situation where they didn't belong. Yep. And that's what has made somebody in this situation go really cold and say, nope, there will be no success here. You know, somebody doesn't want to play. Somebody in that situation is saying, it's my ball and I don't want to play. Okay. So there's definitely something to sort out here. I don't think that communication is ready to move forward in this situation just yet. I do see that there is an opportunity for healing on the horizon, but the timing is off right now. It looks like what's really coming through is there's a need for you to make a clear choice about what you're going to invest in here, and to understand that it's a sensitive issue. Like it or not, it has to be moved forward with sensitivity. You know, anything else is going to cause further problems, and it could cause further fallout, and it could cause ramifications, okay? Or again, like I said, you could be dealing with somebody that is like stirring this up, but your best course of action here is take your hands off of it until you get certain pieces of the puzzle that make things abundantly clear about what exactly am I dealing with here. I really feel like I want to pull out a little bit of plant medicine here for you. Get a plant ally coming in for you to work with that can give some guidance about how to remedy this situation, clear out this blockage, be able to resolve these issues, come to a place of healing, restoration. If anything, at least some peace, some kind of balance in a situation where it looks like it's been kind of rough, man. Okay? That's what I'm seeing here. It looks like it's been kind of rough, and there does need to be something brought into balance, and it needs to be done mindfully. It can't be rushed forward with here, okay? So let's check this out and see what wants to come through here, Sagittarius. Just so I can give you something to work with to help support you at this time. And I'll give you my read of the energy, and then we'll go ahead and dive in deeper and have a look at what the book has to say too, so we can make all the connecting points. What spirit ally in the form of the plant medicine wants to come forward for Sagittarius to help them navigate this situation, to help them find healing, restoration, renewal, to get to the other side of the storm and find the promise of fulfillment, to find that sense of homecoming and peace and connection, bringing things together again, mending what's needed here, what needs to be understood in this situation. Also, with what came in about that tag, you know, you're it. There could be a little bit too much of that kind of energy, like sort of tit for tat energy. It's the constant engaging in the back and forth, you know, push pull dynamics, the tug of war that's creating more conflict. You know, they say when you're in a match, a tug of war, if you know, if you really want to move things forward, an easy way to affect change in a match, a tug of war is just to let go. Let go of the rope. You know, if it's so important for people to, you know, have their way in a situation, I could see you might be just saying, fine, have it, you know. I feel like whatever is going on here, Sag, there's something happening where you feel like people have lost the plot. Like they become totally disconnected from a core issue in this situation. And it's a matter of heart. And it's what really matters at the end of the day. And you're in a place now, I feel like you are kind of pissed about it. You know, you've been trying to move through it the best you can, but you're pretty fed up with a particular person in this scenario. You've just had enough of the antics and just the lack of understanding, you know, the lack of awareness in this situation. It's got the I'm so tired of suffering fool's energy. Or how could you be so, you know, blind, not to see how another is being affected here, you know, what somebody else has gone through in a situation. There's something here that I just got, you know, it's a turnoff for you. It's a turnoff for you. Okay, what plant ally wants to come through for you? And that's what I feel like that's why you pulled out your investment. Okay. Schizandra, Grace. Yes. Okay. So again, the medicine coming through to really just remember that there's a need for tempering in this situation. Look how your energy comes through there with that temperance image. It's speaking of divine timing, you know. It's speaking of grace is already taking care of it. All you need to do is just trust that your prayers have been heard, you know. In those quiet moments at night when you're looking up at the moon, when you're gazing at the stars and you talk to whatever out there is listening to you, you may have felt like that at some point, you know. Is anyone listening? You know, I could use a little help here. I'm trying to balance this out. Your energy coming through very strongly there. There's grace on your side. This is about just trusting, you know, trusting that the healing is already happening here. And you could be healing with somebody that has strong Venus. You could be dealing with a Taurus in this situation. You could be dealing with a Libra in this situation. We got Jupiter energy on your side. So remember, when we're looking at Jupiter energy, yes, it's good luck, you know. It's known as the blessing planet, but at the same time, Jupiter makes everything bigger. So it could also be something that started out a minor annoyance or a minor problem is like taking on a momentum of its own. It's become a much bigger thing. And that might have something to do with not giving over to grace, like not allowing things to just go with the natural flow as they need to and trust how things unfold, but instead trying to force things to turn out in a certain way, or maybe trying to affect change in other people in this situation because they disagree with you or they have a different perspective than you do, or you're at odds with each other, and instead really just put the focus on balancing out yourself and getting to a place where you've let go of control and you're kind of trusting how things roll out, where you don't feel like you have to push things before their time or rush anything, or even try to control things with time by withholding, okay? And instead, you're more in that place where you can just respond spontaneously to what feels right in your heart. And when you come from that place, you're always in alignment, okay? So you do got a lot of assistance here from grace. There will be something balanced out in this situation, okay? So with Schisandra there, you know, you may have a little frazzled nerves right now. You may have been really stressed out just because of everything you've been kind of dealing with. It might be regarding a pretty, you know, pretty embroiled conflict you've been in the center of here. And yeah, you're just about to say it doesn't even matter anymore. I just want peace. You might really be realizing that that's what's more important to you than anything. Like, I just want peace. I just want peace, you know. I feel you, Sag. I feel you. I just want peace too. I feel you. I think there's many of us who feel that way. So what is this plant spirit ally that's coming through to help Sagittarius navigate this territory and find balance in this situation, find the way through to that promise on the other side of the storm, to that dry land where they can finally go, oh, I made it, okay? I went through that transformation. I felt all the feels, man. I looked at all the subconscious, saboteuring elements. I, you know, allowed myself to dive deep into what I was feeling. I dealt with the turbulence of it. I swam through the murky waters when everything was stirred up. My ship, my vessel, it's a little bit beaten and worn. It's been through a lot, but I see the shore in view and I'm going to make it. I'm going to slide right into port. Okay. A bunch of energy came out here. I'm going to take this top card is the one that I read, but we'll get some insight from the others that came in. We have Pa Diarco coming in, metamorphosis, okay? And we do have the womb space here, so I'm getting quite a few messages in around this. There certainly could be a child in relation to this matter, and there is some need to really look at how can we move things forward in a helpful way, because you know, that changes the dynamic. Things may feel heavy. Things may be difficult. We got the planet Pluto, and we also have the moon in connection with this. So this could be an old connection you have where you share a child with this person. This person could have a strong Cancer placement in their chart. And this could even be something you're feeling challenged with, you know, in regard to your mother. You know, you're at odds, but there is a need to kind of move things forward here and leave the past behind, come into the present, kind of let go of the bad blood. There needs to be a cleansing in this situation. Allow what came before to be sort of cleansed away. You also may need to do a little bit of cleansing in relation to Svadhisthana, the solar plexus chakra's companion there, you know, that amplifies your creative power right at the navel, okay? That's that sacral chakra, Svadhisthana. There might be a need to really bring your power into that center of your creativity, your ability to open the road and, you know, create new beginnings for yourself. In order to do that, it's like a mask needs to fall away here. Like somebody is playing a role that doesn't really serve them anymore. They need to drop the facade in this situation. There needs to be a cleansing of the bad blood and maybe even pulling out, you know, an old energetic tie from the root out of the sacral chakra. You might want to look at womb clearing, womb healing, you know. There's a lot of meditations you can find in regard to that. I also got Mayan abdominal massage coming in around that. Could be very helpful for clearing out the energy there. I wouldn't take Pa Diarco at this time because it's very drying. But you could work with it in other ways, you know, invoking the spirit of Pa Diarco, you know. You can meditate and in your meditations, you know, call in the energy of Pa Diarco to support you in a process of like clearing out the bad blood, you know, releasing old intimate connections, calling your power back, your creative power back from those connections in the past. And also in situations where there is a child involved, or this is your mother and you want to figure out how to transform the connection so there is a way to move forward. there is a need to maybe start taking some steps, start delegating, start making arrangements where everybody is holding their peace, and work through it one step at a time. Lay down a new foundation that works for everybody in this matter. I do feel there's blessing and energy around that, okay? And there's success with it that comes in. We also got tobacco offering number 24 here, okay? 6 energy, visions of the future. We got Mars coming in there, okay? So this could be an old matter. This could be an ancestral matter. So you could be dealing with something with your family, okay? And there's a back and forth around it. You're at odds with each other. They may feel like what you're doing is, is somehow, really going against the grain of what's acceptable. You may feel judged. You may feel kind of outside the loop. You may feel exiled in this situation in some way, shape, or form. You may be, at the hub of an argument. I also feel like, again, you could be dealing with, somebody passed away, and it's created a family conflict, and you're sort of seeing the rough side. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing the rough side. You might want to make some kind of peace offering in the situation. That might help, in any way that you feel like you can compromise or make some kind of concession. It can be helpful to find the way through in this situation. You could be dealing with an Aries. You could be dealing with a Scorpio in this situation. I also feel where you do feel like you got just like some heavy energy hanging over, some heavy energy, and you don't know how to move through it, and you could use a little support, being guided to the pieces you need to give roots to something, so you can really create some stability in how to move forward in a situation. Offer up some tobacco. Offer up some tobacco to your ancestors. They do appreciate the offering, and they'll help open your eyes to a way forward in this situation. Yes, there's something that you do need to remember here with Gotakola. And we got the moon energy coming in relation to that. We also have Neptunian energy coming in. So this is a little bit of that sort of, there's some kind of illusory energy here, or maybe you're looking at things through sort of like a filtered sort of reality tunnel there, where you have a certain view of a situation, but it's because there's like little pieces here and there that you've forgotten about or you've buried, and they've been left in the past. But I do feel like there's something here that you can remember that will inform a better way to move forward in a situation. If you can make a little space here, see, everything's about you kind of like pulling your energy back, creating some space for yourself, calming yourself. You might want to do a little bit of meditation in this situation. I just got this coming in too. You could be dealing with a situation as well where you've been put in a leadership role. You're trying to make arrangements, figure out the best way forward to handle living arrangements for somebody you're dealing with in your family who maybe has memory loss, or they're struggling with dementia or Alzheimer's, something along these lines, and maybe they've lost their memories too. Maybe you've really been hoping for a transformation, for their memory to come back. You might have been sending some prayers up around this. Maybe because there were things that you never got to heal with somebody here. Ask for assistance from your ancestors on that one here, okay? I think they'll find a way for you to get through. Maybe something that can jog their memory, a moment where the higher consciousness is awakened here. I also feel like there's keys within you. There's some kind of knowledge you have inside of you, but you can only access those keys if you turn your attention within, yes. And a lot of this for you is about letting go. It's about acceptance here with Valerian. I think there's been a shock to your system. I think you've been through a lot. But this is about you kind of like rising above the storm, rising above the conflict. The tower has already fallen in this situation. There's already been the disruption. There's already been a rocking of stability here. But there's a need for you to kind of like in your consciousness, you know, rise above these worries. You're being asked to connect with your spirit more at this time. And the best way that you can rise above this and sort of get to that place where the promise can be seated in the multiverse out there. It can be seated in the quantum field. It's really about you coming to a place of acceptance with what has come to an end. Acceptance is a grace all its own. It's not easy to come to a place of acceptance, but this is a detail that is so important in your situation that can bring about major healing. So I feel like whatever you've been dealing with here, there's been a little bit of a kind of like a struggle, a push-pull, a tug of war. And there's this thing that happens when we take our hands off something. We say, okay, I give up. 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 I don't know how to transform this. I don't know what's needed. I don't know how to clear out this bad blood. I don't know what I need to know in order to resolve this situation or what different kind of perspective I need to have or anything. I just know that it doesn't feel right yet, you know? And please, you know, guide me, show me how to lay down a new foundation here. I feel like the support will come through for you, okay? But there's something here about just drop it, and trust, all right? And with that, we have Tulsi coming through. Tulsi, holy basil. I love it. And this does balance out the heavy energy, okay, that moves you through this cycle, helps you move into expansion, and also helps you deal with endings. There could be a lot of you that are dealing with an issue that's a matter of inheritance here because we have wealth, okay, coming through. Or some kind of richness, some kind of wealth. You might even be redefining wealth. What does wealth mean to you? I feel with the number 19 there, it's connected to past matters. So, I mean, for many of you, you may be dealing with matters of inheritance or matters of, you know, what feels like, you know, is your life's purpose, your life's work, or something that you are meant to fulfill in this lifetime as well, you know, your destiny here. But I also think there's sort of a looking at that. What does that really look like? What does that really feel like? What will give me that true richness in my life? And there's this piece too about sort of reflecting on the desires of the ego in relation to that and really coming to understand what truly is wealth. And the beauty of that when you come into connection with it. I think that there's a major purification happening here. There's major healing happening here. I do feel like a new beginning will come in. And it's not just something that fulfills you and heals you. It also brings healing to others here. It's just going to take some time to sort it out. So let's see what this has to say with Tulsi coming in as a guide for you. Tulsi is also a wonderful adaptogen, so it helps you combat stress. It can be very helpful if you're going through any kind of stressful experiences. Tulsi, wealth, oxymum sanctum, upright, which you have it upright. It means true wealth, prosperity, charismatic, vivacious, luxury, beauty, auspicious. So there is blessing energy coming through for you. Grace is working on your behalf. Everything is lining up. I feel like it's really just a matter of you trusting the timing of this. It's like, let go of it. It's in process. Let go of it. Rise above the conflict. Make your intentions clear. Make it clear that you are no longer engaged in any level of conflict, battling it out, that you want to find a way through that fulfills everyone in this situation, and that you are wise enough to recognize that you don't have all the pieces to that puzzle. And so you're kind of handing it over to your higher consciousness, to spirit, however you relate to that, to God. And you're saying, please help me figure out the way through to this. You fill in the gaps. You lead, I'll follow. You present the path, I'll step onto it, okay? So it's about really accepting the way forward that's presented to you, even if you feel like it takes a little bit longer to get to that horizon where you get to finally feel the warmth of the sun coming in again, okay? You may be dealing with these aspects. These are the shadow aspects. So you could be dealing with naivety, vanity, ignorance, emptiness, immaturity, obsession of the material world. I mean, I do see a lot of this. Like, it seems like somebody wants their hands on something, and that's kind of the fight. We have Mercury and Jupiter energy coming in here. So you could be dealing with the Pisces. They share your ruler Jupiter. You could be dealing with a Virgo as well, with that Mercury energy coming in. That's possible too. You could be dealing with a Gemini in your situation. Let's see what it has to say here. Tulsi, also known as Tulisite, is frequently mentioned as one of the main pillars of herbal medicine in ancient Ayurvedic texts, some dating back to as far as 5000 BC. It is known as the incomparable one, the queen of herbs, and the mother medicine of nature. In the ancient Vedic text, the Bhagavata Purana, the queen of herbs, is noted as the plant embodiment of Lakshmi, wife of Vishnu, and known as goddess of wealth and generosity. In Hindu mythology, Tulsi is regarded as a living gateway between heaven and earth, and believed to be a manifestation of the divine within. Along trade routes from Asia to Europe, Christians used Tulsi in rituals and called it holy basil. Across cultures, Tulsi was regarded as a symbol of divinity and purity. Found in many Ayurvedic formulations, Tulsi is regarded as a rasayana, master plants that assist in longevity and rejuvenation. It has been used to treat intestinal gas, colds, flu, headaches, migraines, anxiety, weakness, memory enhancement, premature aging, tumors, and much more. With its ability to enhance cerebral circulation and memory, Tulsi greatly embodies the archetype of Mercury, the great communicator, who governs our conscious mind, perception, understanding, along with primarily the nervous system and respiratory system. Tulsi is also ruled by Mercury's polarity Jupiter, as it's an adaptogenic plant that increases longevity, immunity, while having a strong, auspicious nature known to boost spiritual abilities. And this just coming in relation to that, in relation to something that may be going through the courts, something where the district attorney is involved, any kind of like legal matter here. There may be somebody getting immunity in a situation by filling in the gaps, by filling in some missing pieces of information. So I just had to bring that in because it really wanted to present itself. Okay, guidance. The Tulasi goddess sits proudly facing her beautiful peacock, symbolizing heaven on earth. She raises her arms with grace, aiming them like wands to catalyze magic and wealth. The fountain is centered between the goddess and the peacock, representing the wellspring created between earth, the manifest world, and heaven, the spirit world. Peacock embodies the medicine of auspiciousness, magic, and beauty, reminding us that we are the living gateway to the greatest of mysteries. Tulsi is here today to teach that the key to Jupiter's doorway, abundance and wisdom, is to live, create, and communicate from a place of wonder, innocence, and impeccability, Mercury, rather than doubt and confusion. Yes. So again, it's kind of echoing that message, like things are vague right now. Give time for things to come into form. Things come into form in proper timing. Don't be so quick to rush ahead. There's things that you don't understand in the situation that could create further complication here. If you just allow things to roll out in proper timing, you'll find the way forward will be much easier, okay? You won't have to tire yourself out trying to force things to flow forward, right? You can't fight this. You have to accept where things are at, and it will work its magic in time, right? There's no rushing this. I feel that very strongly. Don't be fooled by material possessions or the vanity often worshipped in the material world. Tune into deeper realities that abound around you. Be spontaneous and celebrate your temple just as you are. So I also see this too, where you're wanting to see some kind of growth, where you're wanting to see some kind of success, where you're wanting to see the light return. It's interesting, this light went out here. Like, Spirit, leave a light on for me, man. I'm tired. I need to rest my bones. Spirit's kind of saying, yeah, rest. Rest, you know. Got a light on for you. Just rest here for a spell, okay? And appreciate where you're at, and appreciate all you've already moved through, because you're closer to getting to the end of this particular chapter than you realize, okay? So don't undo all you've done. You know, little things mean a lot. Little things are big things in this situation. 126.44 here. That's 188, okay? Double eight, 16. Yeah, there's been a tower in this situation, but a new beginning is going to come on the other side of that. 17, okay? 17 energy, there's 8 again, right? So you're just about at the manifestation point when everything turns around. But I feel like your harvest in this situation is going to be more than just seeing some kind of progress you want to see in a gridlock situation, more than just seeing growth financially, seeing what you wanted to come to fruition. It's beyond that. You're gaining a wealth of experience, a wealth of understanding, a wealth of healing, and a wealth that is able to pour into and provide for many others. And it's the wealth that can only be arrived at in that in-between space of just trusting and being open and waiting for the moment when everything that will fulfill you is being poured into you. It's coming, okay? Wait for the missing pieces. They'll come in. They'll make everything very clear. Okay. Godspeed, Sagittarius. In divine timing.